Okay, YouTube, this is JL Chambers82 back, and we are not going to be looking at any Neo Geo CD games. In fact, I have something very different, in mind. Around the same time period, though, say 1994. There it is, the Panasonic 3DO, or well, that's the 3DO load up, but I have the Panasonic FC1, which is my favorite 3DO model. I had a couple, so I know what I'm talking about. This is one of my favorite games in the system by far. Little Crystal Dynamics intro there, the publisher of this game. Keep in mind, before this game starts, that 3DO did not have a lot of independent developers out there, so they picked older PC games and everything. So we got Star Control 2. And it was about, the game was probably a year or two old when the 3DO came out, and they kind of picked the game up and revamped it, and gave it voiceovers, these really cool silicon graphic animations, which now might look dated, but please keep in mind, guys, this was groundbreaking at the time. I don't care what anyone says. People say, oh, this looks cheesy and everything now. They weren't saying that back then. This was cutting edge. And it was very new, so these guys really didn't know what they were doing, having to integrate this stuff into the games and everything. This is, a milestone as far as I'm concerned, because, I hate those full motion video games now. Looking back at them and everything, they were a necessary step, and they were terrible, and they're unplayable now. But this game, this is just like, these are cutscenes and everything. It's telling a story. It's different. The rest of the game is not like this. So. Yeah, it was an older PC game that just got ported over, but they kicked it up several notches. This game is amazing, and the thing about this game is you can't just pick up the disc or something loose online, or go to an emulator. You really need to have the box and everything, because it has a star map and it has things that are very essential to play in the game. If you don't have the star map, you're going to be playing this game for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, because you'd have to explore every system. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I don't think that you can do it. I don't think you can do it without the star map, which comes with the original game. This is my second copy. I had this game when I had my 3DO the first time when I bought it, and then as I mentioned before, I sold my 3DO and bought the Sega Saturn, and then later bought a 3DO again, and I bought this game immediately because I loved it so much. And I've hung on to it. This is my old copy, and I've got beer spilt all over the box and the star map and everything, but I still got it, and it still looks good, and it still plays. So I know I've been talking over this intro, but just take it in, look at it. It speaks for itself. And in just a moment, we'll get into some gameplay. But this was one of the very few true RPGs for the system. Yeah, there was the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons games, which are dungeon crawlers, first-person view. But this was really the closest thing to any kind of true RPG, as far as Super Nintendo had the Chrono Trigger, and Genesis had Phantasy Star. This was 3DO's shining RPG, and even though it wasn't a 3DO exclusive that came out for PC, still a great game. And it was, for the most part, as far as I'm concerned, it was a new game coming out for the 3DO. So here it is. We're entering, the Earth solar system. This is an alien vessel. It's got a skeleton crew, and we're going to find out what the hell's been going on here with Earth over the past, few decades. And so there we go. Exiting the navigation screen.
Attention, interloper. Heed this recorded message. This drone vessel speaks with the voice and authority of Urquan.
He's the Urquan, the really bad guys. And then in the lower right-hand corner, that's their talking pet.
This world, Earth, may not be approached for any reason.
And this voice acting might seem kind of primitive, but I think it, again, is groundbreaking. They had no idea what to do. It hadn't been done before. So they got these actors in the room and oh, this is going to be in a video game. So, to me, I think that the fact they pulled this off as seamlessly as they did is a miracle. So, you know, think about that if you're looking at games like this, and if you're out there like judging games like this and saying, "Oh, they're unplayable now." No way. Just like with Final Fantasy VII, I've said it over and over. There's certain games that can be played over and over again. This is one of them. And I mean, I can't even explain to you guys how I feel right now, just like listening to these voices and everything again. I mean, this is pure nostalgia. This is why I do this. This is why I collect games, because, you know, I spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours playing this game. And there wasn't any strategy guides. There wasn't anywhere to go. There was GamePro magazine, and you didn't have the internet. You know, if you wanted to go to a website and find out about, you know, things like this, it would take you, you know, an hour and a half to get there, you know, with the shitty internet we used to have back then. So let me go to the space station here and see what's going on. I mean, there are hundreds and hundreds of worlds in this game. So, yeah, you definitely need to pick up an original copy. And if you've got an original copy out there, protect it, keep it safe, laminate the map, whatever. Because once all this stuff's gone, you know, it's gone. And I really think that if you're a fan of RPGs, you're going to love this, you know. It's retro and it's simple, but it's amazing.
The Starship what? Never mind, look. We won't last much longer. Here's our situation. According to our oath of fealty to the Urquan, we must maintain the starbase, but we have no space.
And I know, a lot of you guys are thinking, oh, this sounds like a guy just with the, you know, headset microphone, you know, doing this over, you know, a weekend. But I love it, man. I think it's so awesome. And I was there. I had this game when it came out. There was nothing like it. Nothing like it. It was so cool. For Sega Genesis, there was a game called Starflight. And I don't know, I think it had some of the same developers or designers behind it, but it's a very, very similar game, so if you played that, you're probably going to be familiar with this game. The first Star Control was like a melee game, it was not an RPG at all. And this game is really, really cool. And there was a Star Control 3, it came on PC, I had that, beat it, had like Muppet characters and full motion videos, sequences, a lot of it, and yeah, it's not the same feel, wasn't as cool as at all. But anyway, gonna exit here, and I don't know if you overheard the guy, but I gotta go to the moon. The Earth is caught up in some kind of slave shield at the moment. It's all part of the story. So there you go. And, you know, reading the instructions, all the stuff would make a lot more sense to you, like as far as like the atmosphere and just amazing game, man. Like, God, I wish they made games like this again. Like, just this simple would be cool. Alright. Go get me some minerals and whatnot here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and go right to the energy source because I'm going to be running out of time very soon. But you exchange these minerals for money and stuff, you know, standard RPG fare. And sorry guys, make you read that by buying the game and get, yeah, definitely playing it. So let's go to navigate. Let's see how much time I have left. Not much. So anyway, I'm gonna go back to the space station. I just completed a mission. The controls are really cool, man. It's totally difficult in the beginning because you only have 2 thrusters. There's so much attention to detail with this game.
Did you find any radioactive elements?
Why, yes, I did. I found some radioactive elements. What? Oh, I guess I didn't. Oh shit! It wasn't the moon. Just to go to Mars or something. Alright. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go to Mars and get some radioactive elements. But what you guys really need to do in the meantime is pick this game up if you haven't already. If you have a 3DO and do not own this game, there's something wrong with you. Find it on eBay. It's a little expensive, but it's worth it. And pick it up complete in the box with the star map. Very, very important to note. You want the star map. So anyway, guys, I'll be posting up some new videos soon. But one of my favorite games of all time. Probably my favorite 3DO game of all time. So there it is, Star Control 2. Later.